Hello and welcome to my garden. 2 years ago I decided to start making videos of my garden. Many of these videos have never seen the light of day because life got in the way, as it does to all of us. Today's subject is this beautiful Burdekin plum. And we're going to flash back to when I first transplanted this Burdekin plum into the pot from tubestock. Of soil in the bottom of the pot, and what I'm going to do is just push on the sides of the tube stock. I can feel it's quite root bound. I'm just going to push to try and loosen it. I don't want to damage it, and I can feel that I am going to have to pull on the trunk, which you technically shouldn't do. It's come out quite easily. Being root bound does help a little bit with that. You can see, look at those roots. I don't want to put too much pressure on them. I'm going to just manipulate that a little bit in the hope that some of those roots are going to come out into the surrounding soil. Now, what I want to do is I want to try and keep that so that it's about the same height as the top of the pot, because I don't want to bury too much of that trunk. Now, just get enough soil in there to hold it steady so that I don't have to hold it. Oh, Mr. Frog's okay. Mr. Frog's still hanging out. Right. There's my soil. That's looking quite good. It's looking like a good height. I don't want it to be right at the top of the pot because the soil level will drop more around the edges where I'm putting this loose soil than around the middle where it's got that compacted soil around the tree. Now, Burdekin Plum is from North Queensland. The Burdekin area, as the name suggests, was used as a traditional bush tucker food. It's quite interesting because it grows these plums, but they're best if you pick them and then leave them for a few days. Apparently the Aborigines used to bury them in order to ripen them. It's supposed to be quite hardy, tolerant of frost when it gets older, but it's going to need some protection from frost while it's young. Now, I would love to put it straight into my bush tucker grove, but it's simply too hot at the moment and there's no good prospect of rain coming. Alright, I'm going to water that in with some sea salt. I've got a watering can here now. I should be using a 9 litre. I think this is more like an 8 litre. I've never measured it, but it seems a little small. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I've half filled it with water, and I'm going to add 30 mils of sea salt. It's a good soil conditioner and it stimulates the roots. There we go. And then I'm going to top up so that I get the proper mix, and the action of the water being poured on after the sea salt's been added is going to mix the sea salt through the water. And I'll water that in. Now, what I like to do with my Australian natives, and I don't know whether it actually works or not, it's just instinct, is I like to get some leaf litter, just gum leaf litter. We have heaps of it around here, and I will mulch right around that after I've watered with gum leaf litter, just because I don't have to pay for it. I have heaps and heaps of it, and I figure if they're Australian natives, they probably like gum leaf litter. So I'm just going to pop my gloves on, and I'm just going to literally scrape leaves up from the ground around where I'm standing. We get so much leaf litter here that I can do that on pretty much a daily basis. And there's still more there tomorrow. crunch up in there. But I try not to leave soil bare where I can. Bare soil dries out a lot faster. And with the kind of temperatures that we're having here at the moment, it's probably about 34, 35 degrees right now. We just can't afford to let things dry out any more than necessary. And that's it, one potted Burdekin plum. Well, obviously the transplanting worked. Just look at that beautiful trunk. And it must have liked the eucalyptus leaf mulch, or it certainly didn't do any harm. Now it's grown into this beautiful tree, and it's so hardy and seems to love this spot so much that I'm growing more. They make great indoor plants too. This one sat on my desk at work last year. This is my latest purchase, and look at those beautiful new leaves. Aren't they pretty? And finally, I'm growing this one on my boundary. I planted it less than a year ago, and it has already more than tripled in size. So if you live in the tropics or the subtropics, I believe they'll even survive in warm temperate regions, get yourself a Burdekin plum. They're a beautiful plant, they're incredibly hardy in drought seasons, and they grow beautifully. Thanks for watching. As always, leave a comment if there's something you'd like me to vlog or blog about, or if you have any questions.